All right, let's talk about something that's got the internet buzzing. The Mummy franchise is back, and it's bringing some familiar faces along for the ride. But here's the thing. This isn't just a nostalgia cash grab. Personally, I think this could be a game changer for how we approach reboots and sequels. Let me explain why. First off, the return of Oded Fehr, Kevin J. O'Connor, and the addition of Numan Acar. This is huge. What makes this really interesting is the way these casting choices are being framed. It's not just about bringing back fan favorites. It's about rebuilding the franchise's identity. Kevin J. O'Connor's character, Benny Gabor, died in the first film. Remember? So how do you bring him back? Is he a ghost? A clone? Or maybe the Scarab Beetles didn't finish him off after all? This raises a deeper question. How far are they willing to go to reinvent the mythology? In my opinion, this could either be a masterstroke or a total misstep, depending on how they handle it. Then there's Oded Fehr as Oded Fehr, the Medjay warrior. What many people don't realize is that the Medjay were one of the most underrated elements of the original films. They added this layer of ancient, almost mystical protection against the undead. If you take a step back and think about it, bringing back the Medjay could signal a return to the franchise's roots, that blend of adventure, horror, and mythology. But here's the twist. With Numan Acar joining the cast, are we looking at a new Medjay storyline? Or maybe a rival faction? A detail I find fascinating is how these characters could tie into the broader universe, especially if they're planning to expand beyond just the Mummy. Now, let's talk about Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz coming back. This is where things get really intriguing. What this really suggests is that the studio isn't just banking on nostalgia. They're trying to recapture the magic of the originals. But here's the catch. Fraser and Weisz aren't the same actors they were in 1999. They've both evolved, and their careers have taken wildly different paths. So, how do you write characters that reflect their growth while staying true to Rick and Evelyn? Personally, I think this could be a chance to explore how time changes heroes. Maybe they're older, wiser, but still just as reckless. What makes this really interesting is the potential for character depth we didn't get in the original films. And let's not forget the directors, Matt Bettinelli-Olpin and Tyler Gillett. These are the guys behind Barbarian and Scream, so they know how to balance horror and tension. But The Mummy isn't just a horror franchise. It's an adventure series with a sense of humor. So, how do they strike that balance? In my opinion, their involvement is a bold move. If they can bring their modern horror sensibilities while honoring the franchise's adventurous spirit, this could be something special. But if they lean too far into horror, they risk losing what made the originals so beloved. Finally, let's talk about the bigger picture. The Mummy franchise has always been about more than just mummies. It's about exploration, greed, and the consequences of messing with forces beyond our understanding. What this revival could do is tap into modern anxieties about colonialism, cultural appropriation, and the ethics of archaeology. If you take a step back and think about it, this could be a chance to tell a story that's not just entertaining, but also relevant. Personally, I'm hoping they don't shy away from these themes. So, here's my closing thought. The Mummy 4 isn't just another sequel. It's a test. A test of whether a franchise can evolve while staying true to its roots. A test of whether nostalgia can coexist with innovation. And most importantly, a test of whether we, as an audience, are ready for a Mummy film that's more than just a fun ride. What do you think? Are you excited? Skeptical? Let me know in the comments below. Because one thing's for sure, this is one unwrapping I can't wait to see.